Hello, everyone. It's Tabatha Fro.
Hello, and it's Britt Britt with the locks today. Every time.
What you say? That ain't going nowhere. It's me,
Right. Yeah.
Britt.
Oh, how we doing?
Today, I
Mm-hmm.
am so excited to speak on this topic because I don't think a lot of people give much thought to what they place in their hearing, what you are listening to, how it affects your spirit,
Mm-hmm.
how it affects your mood. We are probably going to make light of this. No, we will be making light of it. But it's actually really serious business.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I can remember raising my children, well, before I got enlightened about this, I can remember saying, I just think it's so silly that people are saying that the music that you listen to and all of this kind of stuff affects these children.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it
Mm-hmm.
does. When my children start getting a little bit older and I start hearing them singing some lyrics, and I'm like, yep, we're going to turn that off.
That's a no.
We will not be
Yeah.
listening to that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. 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 Yes.
And so, not even just talking about children, adults as well, because we get ourselves into some pickles sometimes because we get hyped on lyrics.
Yeah,
Before
man.
we get into it, we gonna bring the word. You
All
ready?
right. Bring it. Yes, Lord.
Colossians 3:16. We're reading from the New International Version. Let the
Mm-hmm.
message of Christ dwell among you richly as you teach and admonish one another with all wisdom, through psalms, hymns, and songs from the Spirit, singing to God with gratitude in your hearts. Let the church say amen.
Hey. Yes. Toasting milk with coffee to the Lord.
Okay, so Britt and I, yes, Britt and I thought it would be fitting to choose a song apiece.
Mm-hmm.
Neither of us knows which song we have chosen to talk about. I know Britt probably thinks that I'm going to go kind of new school because there's so much foolishness in new songs nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a heck of a lot of foolishness in songs that were going on back in my day.
Sure.
I got I got one for you.
Oh, bring it on. But now when I listen to some old stuff for the second, third, fifth time, I'm like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
What? All
This
right,
is
about the second
crazy.
time back then, right? A little bit more than gumdrops they was talking about. Go ahead, Mom.
And for those who are not aware, Britt is actually finding out about this for the first time as well.
Okay.
I will be doing a stand up set. I am going to do an open mic.
Really? When?
I have pulled my material together.
Yes.
I'm going to time it. And
Okay.
then my stepson Tyree told
Hmm.
me that on open mic, 5 minutes is what they'll give you. And
Okay.
he said 5 minutes might seem like it's a short period of time, but when you are trying to deliver material, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
yeah, so that's one of the things my pumpkin pie and the
Mm-hmm.
Lord gifted me. I
Mm.
don't want to leave anything on the table. Whatever it is, I have always felt like I wanted to do it. Whatever
Yeah.
it is that enters my heart that is not
Mm-hmm.
hurting anybody else, baby,
Why
I'm
not?
doing it now.
Why
Doing
not?
it.
I love it. Look, when you first said it, it had to, I heard you, but it had to filter through it. I'm like, did she just, Yeah,
I've been giving I've been giving y'all the gift of this laughter for a long time.
you have, ma'am. Oh, you have. You have some amazing, funny ass stories. Oh my God. Yes. Just the way you put them together, like it's you know how the storytelling stuff goes. Yes, girl. Yes, come
Okay, so
on.
my song is going to be Don't You Get So Mad by Jeffrey
Ooh,
Osborne.
okay.
We were sitting around listening to this song one day, and I said, is this man for real right now? But let's go through
Mm-hmm.
the lyrics.
Okay.
We were having such a good time, baby. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yes, we were. Then you went and spoiled the whole thing, baby, in
Uh-oh.
front of everyone. You tell me that I was wrong and that all night long I was staring at somebody else. Well, even if you were right, there's no need to fight. There's no
Mm-hmm.
need to get upset. Don't you get so mad about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, second verse. You should learn to control your feelings respectively.
Mm-hmm. He said all this
Oh,
in a
girl, I don't like it when in public it's embarrassing. It's
mm-hmm.
always the same thing, baby. Accusing me out of jealousy. I never will understand why you make so much out of such a little thing. Sir,
Mm-hmm.
yes, sir, I'm gonna get out it. Cause you're being
Mm-hmm.
disrespectful is what you're being.
He went off
You see,
though.
so we're
Trying to
staring
say
at somebody all night
something.
long.
All night long, he said. Said, don't even worry about it.
Bruh,
I already had the mouth over here. Don't even trip.
somebody all night long.
All night
So
long.
I think you need to
You
get
find
yourself
yourself
together.
scared of somebody like, right. Where's this energy coming from? Wow, that's something.
Cause me and you, we not. She did a lot more than me. Cause you keep staring at somebody more on more than one date. You about to be by yourself. You're not gonna
Child, I'm
be with
trying to
me.
tell you. A little sad violin at the table. Mm. But just tell her to come on over here. I'll leave, you know. You feel my feet. See?
And not only that, we talked about this
Mhm.
before. I'm just gonna sprinkle this in to give people
Okay.
some other things to think about. Is that we talked about how DJs? There has been a documentary done on Crime Mob. We in the A.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in the A
Mm-hmm.
know who Crime Mob is.
Yes,
Nuck If
Lord.
You Buck, when that came out, was hot in the
Baby,
streets.
I'm talking
And
about,
it's still hot.
yeah. You shaking your hair like you got locks, even if you don't. When that song come on, boy, it do something to you. You like you don't even have locks. Don't matter. Don't matter.
But I can remember during this podcast that I was listening to that they were interviewing Crime Mob.
Mm-hmm.
A DJ said that he had to take that song out of rotation in the club because once folks heard that song come on,
It was
like
on.
you said, I'm shaking my dreads even though I ain't got none, and
Right.
I'm knucking in this club.
It's on. What it do? You be ready, like looking at people. They like, what's up? You know? Oh yeah, it's the whole vibe. You know. And I'm picturing them days we used to be in Central Station for our generation. Central Station was the spot, and boy, that song come on the whole club, boy. On one accord on some foolishness. Sometimes, boy.
So what you got, Britt?
My song of choice. This is actually an older song because I love me some old school. And when I first used to hear the song as a kid, I always have appreciated. So the artist is Minnie Riperton. I've always appreciated the instrumentation, especially flutes and stuff I hear in music, because it just gives me this light feeling, this light vibe, and I be real chill. So one of my favorite songs by her is "Come Inside Me." And for a long time, I thought the song, I'll start with this. A lot of times with me, I'm listening to music. I'm first thinking about the track. I'm listening to the sound, again, the instruments, the vibe. I listen to the lyrics last. That's how I listen to music sometimes because I'm very track driven and production driven. So, anyway, so all this time I'm thinking, like, this is love and it's so beautiful. Oh my God. And so womanly. And then all of a sudden, one day I started listening to the lyrics. So, I'm going to give you a little bit of the verse. You already know. Two people just meeting, barely touching each other. Two spirits greeting, trying to carry it further. You are one, and I am another. We should be one inside each other. And then you know the chorus.
Come on,
You
Minnie.
can see
First
inside
night.
me.
Come on.
Will you come inside me? Do you want to ride inside? So when I finally started listening, I was like, oh, she's talking about baby.
Yeah.
Come on, Minnie.
Yeah.
And another thing with Minnie is she's
Penetration.
so sweet, angelic, and all these. Her voice is angelic. You know what I'm saying? And not saying she can't sing about grown people stuff, but when I realized, I said Minnie, because on one of those album covers, she got the overalls on with no shirt with a little lollipop. And I'm like, or ice cream or something. I said, them folks back then. And not that it's something new with sexuality and being romantic, but I was just like, she said that on that song. She gave him permission, Mom.
The story of Minnie is so intriguing that from this podcast, I hope that people go and read and
Yeah.
find out about her, because I know that you want to talk to the people about frequencies and all of that, and I'm going to come back on the back end with talking about my Lord and Savior.
Yeah, so just overall, and keeping things short and sweet to the point, being very cognizant of what we're listening to. And like you said earlier, audio is like one of the prime senses that we have that feeds information, not just our eyes, but especially our ears. I think sometimes um, we forget how deep it penetrates into our brain, and it's like some biological connections straight into the brain where we hold and house information. And frequencies, depending on what you're listening to. And music has frequencies, the different types of bass instruments, all types of sounds that are used, notes, it all carries a frequency. So when we listen to certain things, like you said, whether we're in a sad mood, a happy mood, a calm mood, we tend to go to music that feeds that. Even when we're cleaning the house, right? It gives off a certain vibe. So if you're interested in, matching certain music or sounds with your vibe, or even if you're feeling down and you want to like lift your mood and your emotion, YouTube has plenty of Solgio, what they call Solgio frequencies. I think I'm saying it correctly. In different
It is said as solfeggio, solfeggio. In English, it's usually said rather similarly as solfeggio, solfeggio.
Energy frequencies that can match where you want to be. And they also are associated with numbers. It brings that whole, math and numbers thing into the game as well. But if you look those things up on YouTube, you'll definitely find some different ways to expand your vibe and your emotion, and you can be in control of your emotion. So that's all I wanted to share about frequencies and how real they are. So look it up when you get
And
it.
me coming from the spiritual side, the more my relationship grew with Christ, the more I understood that phrase that trainers use, junk in, junk out, it translates way more. It translates to almost every facet in your life. If you continue to feed yourself with junk, then junk is going to be what you exude.
Sure.
So I try my best, except when I ride my motorcycle, that's when I get a little bit ratchet. Try my best to monitor what's going inside of my ears. I don't watch certain television programs. If I start watching something and I'm like, oh, you know what? I don't even need that in my space right there. Cut that off.
Sure.
If I start listening to a song, oh, you know what? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
I can't do
same,
that. And
same.
it also translates to people that I have around me in my circle, in my camp. So watch what you're doing out there. What y'all
Yeah.
out here doing?
What you doing, and
Okay.
especially with the kids' ears. That's a whole other one too. Riding around in the car, just be mindful of what you're letting your children listen to at different ages, especially if they don't have the
Yes.
maturity to understand it's a song, how they can cut away from it. They don't want to feel that, and just kind of monitor what they're listening to too, because I think that's another way to help with making sure they're not going too far left. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Okay. My what y'all out here doing moment. My moment is I'm in the store. I'm shopping. I'm vibing, music feeling real good. I'm like, okay, they playing it here. And Juicy Fruit comes on. This has to be, and I'm talking about in my adult life, Britt, that I pay attention to what Juicy Fruit was saying
Yes.
and to me. I said, I called a friend on the phone and was like, oh my God, did you know Juicy Fruit had these lyrics in it? I had to phone a friend, girl. I was, what?
Yeah, honey,
No
that's
wonder I
right.
was pregnant at a young age.
Yeah. Listen, off them shoulders. That's one of my ones too.
Look at it, y'all. Look at Britt.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining us. We
Yes,
appreciate
thank
your
you.
time. We appreciate you rocking with us. Britt has had so many people to tell her that they love our vibe and they love what we're talking about. Don't forget to
Absolutely.
like, subscribe.
Yes,
Hey.
all of that.
And we'll catch y'all on the flip side. Y'all better stop listening to those last nasty lyrics. Just stop it.
Until it's the mood time. All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.